Ken's car's still not back out, slightly worrying. It's obviously a bigger problem than what it was originally thought. It's not good. Guys, the masterclass is about to begin. I'm about to sit down with none other than the man himself, Ken Block. I am ready. There is a press conference going on at the moment with a bunch of the Gymkhana Grid drivers getting prepared for what is going to be an insane day. But for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to have the opportunity to pick Ken's brains about how did this whole thing get set up, how did he get to where he is, what cars are his favorite, any tips that he has for me in my drift journey, and then I'm going to go out in his Hoonicorn and experience it firsthand just how good that man is when it comes to car control. So, ladies and gentlemen, the masterclass begins. Let's go. Ken, it is a pleasure to have you on my channel. Welcome.
Thanks for coming.
Well, I mean, thank you for having me in South Africa. This is awesome. We've got a mutual friend.
Okay.
Andreas Backaroo.
Oh yeah.
And he's he's asked me to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
So I'd like you to address him right down the camera lens.
Only if he's shaved off his mustache.
Oh yeah, that's pretty horrendous. He wants to know whether he can drive the Hoonicorn.
No. God. There's a requirement to that.
What's the requirement?
He's got to be world champion.
Andreas, you heard it.
Otherwise, he only gets to drive the little one.
Was there a moment, because obviously it started NA,
Yeah.
was there like a light bulb moment when you were lying in bed at 2 a.m. you'd be like, how cool would it be if I twin turboed it? Is there that moment, or is it like a progressive, you were always going to do that?
No, it was definitely an idea at one point. I mean, it's kind of inspired by like, you know, some of the crazy vehicles you see like in Dubai.
Yeah.
Massive turbos that they're like, that just goes here, you know, like under the hood, why? You know, like, and so I always liked that look, and I just thought we needed more power for high speed. I thought, oh, we'll put a turbo on, you know, I don't have two turbos. You know? So I think it's one of those things that just worked out really well. I don't know, I mean, look at it, it's a thing of beauty.
It is. I mean, I've got this in my garage on Forza Horizon 4, which isn't quite the same as what you have in real life. But
it actually drives really well.
Yeah.
In Forza 4.
The difference between, I mean, I'm going to get nerdy here, because the difference between Horizon 3 to 4 and the concentration that the developers have put on the dynamics of drifting is so much greater that you can really just throw a car around, use the handbrake to control the car as well. Gymkhana Grid, for those that don't know what it is, can you explain in as shortened form as possible?
Yeah, it's really quite a simple grassroots style motorsport, pitting two cars together on a small course that's technical driving. And when I say technical, it's not like trying to park in between two cars. It's racing, but through a course where there's certain areas where sliding the car is going to be fast. But it's fun to watch, and the mirrored format makes it entertaining for a fan to be able to watch, because you're able to see two cars on a course and you can see where one's ahead and one's behind, and it's just a very simple, fun motorsport.
Awesome. Ken, thanks very much. I'll see you out on the track.
Thanks for coming out.
Awesome. Pretty cool to sit down with Ken, and now I am getting myself mentally and physically prepared to be doing something incredibly unique. I found myself outside Ken Block's marquee tent thing. I was going to say garage, but it's definitely not a garage, but the Hoonicorn is inside. 1400 brake horsepower, I believe around 1250 pounds-foot of torque, twin turbo, running off methanol. This is the first time that I've seen the car in the flesh, so you don't want to see my face anymore. You want to see the car. All of the crew are in here. The GoPros are getting rigged up inside, so I'm going to be able to get all of the footage from those GoPros of me having a ride of a lifetime in this monster. Check out the carbon. This is a 1965 Mustang that has been modernized in Ken Block's imagination. The Hoonigan drift stick. everything set up, ready to go, and I'm probably about 5 minutes away from going out in this car. So look at the stance on it. Look how ridiculous those tyres are. They stick out so far, at least 6 inches from where the car would have cut off. The wheels have been pushed out that much more. These tyres just look like they're going to carve up the tarmac. And Ken was saying this car will wheel spin through at least the first 5 gears, probably even more. So I think all that is left to do is for me to jump in that seat there. As you know, I'll probably put a helmet on first, but then jump in that seat. Get a masterclass from the master himself.
That's it, yeah. Push it on first.
Jody really doesn't want to touch your crotch.
Yeah, I've tried to touch a lot of people's crotches in this job.
He wishes you were female.
We might have to help you, but just try to keep your foot off the bottom of that tank as well. It'll get a bit warm, that's all.
Yeah, I'll keep my feet away from that. That looks ominous.
It's just oil.
It's just oil?
I mean, it might give you some 3rd-degree burns, but it'll do well for your skin too.
This is a pretty mega setup in here.
Oh, it's nice.
This is your dream car, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This car
Doesn't get old.
No, I can imagine it doesn't.
time I've lost the clutch. Don't know why.
So the clutch just isn't there anymore?
I'm having the clutch out there so much to try and control wheel speed.
Yeah.
I think that first run might have just burnt it up.
No drive.
Now clutch is gone.
The clutch?
No, the clutch was already a little bit like out at the end, like
Yeah.
it damaged it like the last.
Okay.
So this time I really kind of going on the straightaway.
Okay.
Yeah, I've shifted into third and went. I'm like, oh no. That's what I need, a nice arm workout. Alright, well not exactly how I wanted to return, but there it is.
I don't know what it is about whenever I sit in a highly modified drift car. When I drove Bagsy's car, I pulled it back into the pits and it ran out of fuel, and then there was a relay issue, I believe was the problem. This time, Ken and myself, we go out, we do about 50%, and well then the clutch goes. So yeah, we were both stranded out there. There is a line of about 10 other people awaiting their turn to have a blast in the Hoonicorn, which is now in this tent back here, getting fixed, having a new clutch put into the car. But it just sucked that I went out and on the test run we had a problemo with the car. But at least I got to experience it, and my god, that first acceleration, the stomach suck that it gives you. 4-wheel drive, first, second, third gear, all 4 wheels spinning, and pretty spectacular. But now, check out what's going on, because there are people underneath the car fixing the Hoonicorn. I wish it was this easy to replace the clutch on my car. The one thing that amazes me about the drift circuit in general and the community and everything is how easy and fixable almost everything is, and the mechanics work flat out. There are so many stories about cars breaking and then in a couple of hours they're back on the grid. So these guys are working full on. About 4 guys working to replace the clutch. How insane is that? Yeah, there have been so many stories about drifters, even at Gymkhana Grid. I'm pretty sure Luke Woodham had a real bad issue on his car, and mechanics from other teams were going to fix the car to help him get on the grid, and then he was going on to win. So other mechanics were helping the competitors fix their car so that he could compete and then go on to win. That's just so cool. You don't get that really in any other motorsport. But what was supposed to be a masterclass in drifting and car control, unfortunately turned into the very, 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 very famous Hoonicorn ruining a clutch. Like I said, I wish it was as easy to fix clutches on my car as it is on that car over there. But Ken said the car is very reliable. It's a highly strung vehicle with 1400 brake horsepower, yet it is still prone to having issues. But media day complete. We are now about to enjoy a barbecue that is being cooked out there. South African barbecue. The atmosphere is pretty good, and all it is just media at the moment. The spectators will come tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and stay tuned for my video fully explaining what Gymkhana Grid is and why it is one of the best motorsports in the world. So I'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Goodbye.